没关系，没关系，我来，我来。
支付成功。
Phone, watch, phone, and phone. Nobody is using cash. Look at that. And this guy's also gonna scan his phone. So no cash at all. Phone, another phone, another phone, another phone, and he's stuck with the phone. So the phone. You're not gonna notice if there's anybody who is going to basically put the coin inside the, this subway. Every single person here is scanning. As you see here, they're scanning their phone. Phone, another phone, another phone. So guys, another phone. Guys, literally no one is using cash.
Kenny, is it true you cannot survive in China with just cash? Oh yeah, boy. Using cash in China is like showing up to a Formula 1 race with a horse. What if I don't have mobile payment set up? Can I still survive in China? Yes, you can still use cash. However, it will be super inconvenient. Here I am at a high-speed train station. Let me just show you why. Here is a row of automatic ticketing machine. Let's just take the first one as an example and see if we can use cash to purchase our train ticket. It says here clearly, if you use cash, you will have to go to the ticket office over there to talk to a real person to get your tickets. Now, assuming you got your ticket from the ticket office paying cash, now you sit down patiently waiting for the train to arrive. You realize your phone is about to die, so you want to rent a power bank over there from the yellow machine behind me. And let's see if we can use cash to get a power bank. Over here at the power bank rental station, you only see the QR code where you have to use your mobile payment in China to scan and get a power bank out. If you don't have your mobile payment set up, this machine simply doesn't work for you. Getting onto the train now. Once I get on, I will show you another example how difficult it is to get around in China without mobile payment. Do you see there is a QR code on my armrest? Let me use my phone to scan the QR code and see what comes up. There are different services, including ordering food from your seat. Imagine if you don't have your mobile payment set up.
Alright, tell me if this is creepy or if this is cool. I'm in China, and if I walk up to this place right here and scan my face, it'll tell me where my flight is. So if I walk up and scan my face, no way. It's got my name and everything. Do we think that's cool or creepy? I think it's creepy, to be honest.
This is my wallet. Ni hao guys. Today I'm gonna show how I pay with my groceries in China. Let's go. Oh yeah. I scan my hand and it gives me QR code. And now I just need to link my WeChat. Okay, China. Yeah, it's completed. Yeah, now I have a wallet with me every day. I just put it inside my pocket. Let's try to take. Okay.
刷掌支付成功，优惠后金额。
谢谢。Yeah, this is China.
This is also something that causes a lot of controversy. I've seen so many foreigners, and even under all these posts I've shared here, privacy is always mentioned. Where is privacy? Why do you have to pay with your hand? Why do you have to scan your face for things that can be done otherwise? I've also seen those who have gone to the extent of asking if you can also pay with your social credit score card. Anyway, do Chinese have those? Interesting.
Right guys, I'm just going to talk a little bit about digital payment here in China. Now you'll see a lot of videos going around of people showing off like Palm Pay, Face Pay and all that sort of stuff, and people obviously have concerns with it because it's a new technology in some places but not in others. Contactless and using QR codes has been around for years here in China. So I've not had a bank card. I actually lost my bank card back in 2017, but I still use that same bank account because it's linked to my Alipay, and yeah, I've just never gone back and been like, oh, I've lost my card, because I don't use the card. I just use my phone for everything. Now, my British account, completely different. HSBC, shit. I only got the card earlier on this year, and I had a message from back in the UK today to say my account has been closed. I haven't closed it. My power of attorney hasn't closed it. So a bank account that had a new card this year has already been closed, probably through some sort of scam or whatever. Whereas a Chinese bank account that I lost the card for 8 years ago, I've never had a problem with. I can't work it out. So digital payment is the future. Yeah, don't back with HSBC. They're a load of cunts. Peace.
So why do American banks abuse consumers? Here in China, you can send your money to anyone free, fast, and up to insane amounts. So $50,000 to $100,000 USD, you could send that almost immediately as an instant transfer with no fee here in China to anyone. If you go over that amount, you have to plug a device into your phone, and then that allows you to enter your PIN, and then you can send as much as you want. So it's your money, you can send it how you please, and there's no fees associated with it. In the US, on a consumer bank account, it's actually weird because they take more advantage of the consumer than they do the business. So it takes a long time to transfer money. It costs you, if you want to do like a wire to put a down payment on a house, we have to do a wire. And then they actually charge you for that wire. It's kind of insane. And then the time it takes to move money is also a little funny. It's 2025 and it takes 3 days to transfer money to pay a bill or send an energy company. It's just a very funny, antiquated system. And it's set up to, in my opinion, it's set up so the bank can hold the money longer. So you can do basic math. If you can hold on to your cash flow for an extra 3 days on everything, you would do that as a business. So, and then business banking is a little different. So, and it makes sense for businesses, right? As a business, you want to hold a bunch of money in the bank, and that way you have assets, you also have some liquid cash, and you can take out a large loan against another asset that you're looking to acquire or to increase your cash flow as a business. And all that means is, in most business situations, at least the growing ones, they're able to loan out to themselves from the bank almost as much money or more than they have in the bank and in assets. So anyhow, that's just my 2 cents about Chinese banking and US banking. And hopefully this was helpful. I'm just out for my morning walk. It's 7:30 here in China. And hopefully this was helpful and shows you a side of China you wouldn't otherwise see or hear. Cheers.
I'm currently crossing illegally in China.
I feel super safe.
Minus 45. Our social credit score is going down.
Cameras everywhere, eyeing you down. Look behind me. All these cameras.
That light was red. And the whole mission of today is to survive here without getting into a negative social credit score and getting thrown in prison.
Hundreds of these stands right here. Super surveilled city.
Right, I'm sick and tired of people asking me about the social credit thing, so here's the video about it. Getting a girlfriend and reporting it to the government, 500 points. Getting married, 1,000 points. Giving birth to a children, 5,000 points. Volunteering every time you get 100 points. Reporting your neighbors for suspicious behavior, 200 points. Jaywalking, you lose 10 points. Littering, losing 10 points. Drunk in public and committing misdemeanor, lose 30 points. You can use your points to trade in for stuff, like getting a car, 500,000 points. Purchasing a house, 1 million points. A plane ticket for 2,000 kilometers, that's like 10,000 points. If you watched until here, then and you believe what I said, you're a dummy, because that's not true at all. Social credit system, it's more like a financial score you get, like getting a loan from the bank in China. So yeah, there you have it. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. What do you need in order to rent an apartment in China? So he says the coworker told him you need credit checks. That's absolutely false. 1,000% false. And you know why? Because I rented 4 apartments within 2 years in China. Nobody never asked me for a credit score, credit check. Nobody asked for a proof of income. I simply went to the location, had a tour of the apartment. If I wanted it, it was fully furnished, signed the contract, paid a deposit, show my passport, and I'm in the apartment, fully furnished. So, one thing I don't understand How people from America love to worry about other countries. Worry about you. How about that? Worry about your paycheck and your taxes and all these other stuff, because we got a lot of stuff to worry about in America. Don't worry about the people that's living good. Don't worry about it. It don't have nothing to do with you.
Where did you get this idea that there is a social credit system in China? I know where, because I grew up in Canada and America, and I grew up in a very blue town, so I get a lot of Chinese news, if you know what I mean. So I actually look into this myself on the internet and also when I went to China. So there's a belief that there is this 24/7 video surveillance with like AI tag that is monitoring all the citizens in China, where if you like jaywalk, then you get like a deduction in this credit card system you have. So if you have enough, like, you know, you've done enough bad stuff, you basically, I don't know, gets put in jail or something, or not allowed to buy things. The idea is bogus. What I mean by this is that it doesn't exist, but there's certain aspect of this exists. I'll give you an example. When I moved to America, coming from Canada, I didn't have a credit card system. So I couldn't get a cell phone plan because I don't have a credit card. And I couldn't get a credit card either because I don't have a credit system. So I had to get a debit MasterCard, debit Visa card, and then build up my credit first, and then I can get my credit. So it's kind of like that. In China, there is a system where they do monitor your social behavior. And this is interesting because there are cameras everywhere, specifically in large cities and even in like tier 2, tier 3 cities. Every intersection, red light, green light, there are tons of cameras. And when you get your driver license, you get essentially like 10 points. When you run out of points, you lose your driver license. When driving became a thing in China, people were not really obeying red lights. So people just drive through it, right? You can imagine it's chaos. So they implemented a system where if you get a red light, so the camera catches you, you lose 8 points. So keep in mind, you only have 10 points. So if you do it again, you lose your license. When they implemented this social credit system, essentially, nobody stopped running red lights. No one's getting hurt. So anyways, now you know. Now you might ask, oh, what about other system? These are all hypothetical theories or system that you could do, similar like the credit system we have in US and Canada. The problem is when you implement stuff like that, people fight back. People are not willing to put up with that. There's one thing I've learned just speaking to the local citizens in China is that the government is very afraid of its people, because its people are the ones essentially paying the bill. They're the customer. So they listen to the people. Now you know.
I just stopped at a service station here in Hainan Island as part of our tour and decided to get a drink for my son and a bit of a snack. We paid in cash. China, which has the most sophisticated electronic payment system in the world, still takes cash. Take that, Australian banks were trying to get rid of cash, and the people who are trying to compare that to supposedly China's system, no, China still takes cash.
So I heard a lot of people have questions about whether you still can use cash payment in China. And the short answer is yes, you can. A lot of people probably don't know that, but in China, we actually have a law. If any business, no matter if they're an individual or a chain business, if they refuse to take cash as payment, it is actually against the law. So there's actually a phone number you can call to complain about it. And it's really easy to remember. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of Chinese netizens actually call and complain about this situation when their parents or grandparents get rejected when they want to pay for cash. So even though right now now, a lot of people in China, especially younger generation, select to use cashless payment. However, China still creates this law to protect the older generation because many older people don't have smartphone, don't know how to use Alipay, WeChat Pay. So this law will protect them to ensure them they can use cash. However, there's another way to avoid the punishment. So right now in China, a lot of businesses don't carry enough change on their register. So if you insist pay cash, there will be a chance they don't have enough change for you. But later on, the business will offer you an alternative option. So if you want to pay cash, they will actually take cash and they will transfer the exact amount to you through Alipay or WeChat Pay. And if you don't have the Alipay or WeChat Pay and you have a smartphone, they will even help you to set up for it. And then you use the Alipay to pay them back. But if you don't have a smartphone, usually you have to wait for some time because the business have to go to the nearest bank to get some cash. However, right now this law only protect the bigger business, I think. I think some small vendor and self-service kiosks are exempt from this law. I hope it helps.